What are we doing here, hon?
Happy New Year, first of all. This is our first video since the New Year's. Yeah, you guys are awesome. So this is the Pak Choi leaf mold worm casting combination update. It's been 6 weeks since we started, and some really cool observations and things have happened. So we just want to run through a few things that we're noticing and with your comments that we're improving on. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so we sowed these mid-November, and we did if you haven't seen the previous videos, we did a mix of 20% worm cast, 50% worm cast, and 100% worm cast. And we mixed it with potting soil, just potting soil that we got from the store, bag compost. It had coco coir and perlite in it. Okay, so we let these things run for 3 weeks. We definitely noticed the 20% was doing the best, 50% was neck and neck with it, and then the 100% was much smaller. So 3 weeks after we planted, we potted them up and we kept it consistent. So this is the 100%, this is 50%, and this one is 20%. And looking at them, I think they all kind of look the same. Don't you, hun? They're pretty much equal now, I would say. One of the really cool things that we've observed from this is something that we heard ages ago from Alan at Don Core's plot, which is you really want to avoid checking your seedlings and your starts. So as you can see, these have basically stayed the same. The ones that we potted up are the same age as these, but obviously have grown. So yeah, it's been really interesting to see how much more growth they've gotten. So, and you can also really see that with these as well. These were sown 3 weeks later than these were in just leaf mold. Now, some of the comments that we've got had some really good points. And from Plant Obsessed and Sandra from Nana's Worms said that I was saying that these were 100% leaf mold, but leaf mold naturally has biology in it, worm activity, other activities. So there's probably, you know, trace amounts of worm castings and other good things going on here. So as you can see, these have kind of stayed the same since we've taken some out and potted them up into these larger containers. These have continued to grow, and these basically have stayed exactly the same. Okay, so from our last video, we took these 2 weeks ago and put them into a bunch of different mediums. Some are straight leaf mold that we potted up into. One is, our compost and perlite. Our straight compost. And then what was this one here? This one is the potting soil with worm castings mix. All look healthy. All look healthy. And then Brian Siebert's mix, he had 40% his own compost, 40% leaf mold, and 20% worm castings. Again, they look great. So I think, yeah, like the big lesson for us here, or big observation for us here, is sure the mediums really, like, they matter, but the bigger thing is the timing. These are 4 weeks older than these. So, I mean, I think one of the things that we experienced last year is that we wanted to get everything out and growing so bad. We may have started stuff a little bit too early and ended up in a situation where a lot of our seedlings stayed in their cell trays for longer than they needed to, just because we don't have a ton of growing lights and we can't continually pot everything up. So yeah, pretty cool. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, Jason brought me in so we could talk about the idea that the next step here is to harden them off. We're going to spend a week hardening them off on our porch, and then we're going to plant them out in the garden. And the idea for that is are the plants that are checked, if we put them out, will they catch up? One of the drawbacks is we've selected a plant that's done in 45 days, and they're kind of getting to that point. Like, I would eat that. I would eat that in the I would eat that in the stir fry. So they're starting to get a little bit big, but we're gonna try it anyway and see if we can't get these guys to grow on and produce. So I think that's our big test, because like Jason says, as we approach the seed starting season, we really want to be mindful about making sure that we don't have a bunch of little plants stuck in little pots and we don't have room to pot them up.
Right.
One of the things we are thinking about is the idea that successional seed sowing is really might really be the trick this year. It was really difficult last year to get plants out because it stayed cold for so much longer than normal and rainy.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people lost crops. We want to make sure that we have plants at different stages, and then if the weather's ready, we'll put them out and we'll hold back the ones that are smaller. That's our plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So we'd love to hear about your guys' seed starting ideas. What are your plans? What are the things that you're doing to make sure that you have healthy plants when it's time to go out? Stuff like that. Anything at all like that. And we will put these out, and then in a few weeks we'll give you an update on whether or not the checked plants went into the ground and did okay.
Yeah.
That would be good to know.
Yeah, for sure. We gotta harden these things off.
Let's put them outside right now, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Stay
awesome.
That's gonna be a nightmare.
I can't wait. Okay.